Welcome to another episode of the Mindset Recruiting Podcast. I'm Alex Rojas, your talent advisor and host. And in today's episode, it's all about how to motivate recruiters. Now, they say that you can train a monkey to become a recruiter. That's a saying. That's a thing, believe it or not. They also say that recruiters are paper pushers. What I like to say, consider maybe actually more of glorified administrative assistants. They also say that recruiters are like servers or waiters or waitresses. They're order takers. They get pushed around a lot. But recruiters are so much more than that. But what really motivates recruiters? What's been my motivation to be in the talent acquisition industry for nearly 3 decades now? In this episode, I'm going to highlight 5 ways to get the most out of recruiters. So if you're a leader, a VP or director within human resources or within the talent acquisition, or you're at the C-level or CEO, then this episode is for you. And if you stick around to the end of this episode, I'm going to give you 5 breakthrough ideas on how to motivate your recruiters. So let's discuss. Okay, so here's your top 5 list on how to motivate recruiters. Coming in at number 1 is achieving targets and success. It's really important for recruiters to be able to measure their success. And the one way that we can do that is by meeting hiring goals. That's right. If you can lay out clearly what the hiring goals are, or what are the data metrics that are needed in order to attain these things, whether it's the amount of submittals, the amount of interviews, the offer to hire ratios, whatever it may be, have clear objectives as far as what those hiring goals are. That's a great way of motivating recruiters. Also, the recognition and I would say awards factor is a big part of it as well. A lot of companies just don't do this. They don't recognize the hard work that recruiters do on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month basis. I would even dare to say on an annual basis. There's some recruiters that are with companies for 3-5 years and never receive any accolades or any kind of awards, any kind of certificate or anything like that. So those are going to be motivating factors there as well. But I would also say that for recruiters, it's really important to have customer satisfaction. And the customer satisfaction for recruiters has to do with the client, which is the hiring manager and the leaders within the company. And it also has to do with the candidates, the future employees of the company. So having a high level of customer satisfaction and be able to understand what those indicating factors are for a recruiter is very motivating for us to achieve. So coming in at number 2 is going to be compensation and financial rewards. So this is probably a no-brainer and it's pretty obvious, right? So as a recruiter, if you're a full-time employee, salaried employee, of course the base salary is going to be important. Benefits are going to play a factor into it as well. There's a lot of companies now offering very creative benefits to kind of lure recruiters to stay with companies. But if you're an independent contractor or consultant, a high hourly rate obviously is going to be important. And if you're within an agency route where you're deeply incentivized from commission structure, that's going to be important as well. But piggybacking on that, it comes this area here where it doesn't really happen too often, but it's incentives and bonuses. So a lot of companies really just don't offer incentives and bonuses to recruiters. They really throw everything in the base salary and the benefits, and they don't leave any kind of opportunity to be creative, to incentivize recruiters. That is a motivating factor. Recruiters are motivated by money. That's right, they are. And if you can provide a bonus program, an incentive program that ties into it, I have seen companies do this, CEOs that are committed into incentivizing their recruiting teams individually and as teams. That can make a difference. And then what also can make a difference, and this is pretty common within a lot of startups, is their ability to earn profit sharing or equity stake within the company. Again, this is going to be more of the startup, but I've also been part of large enterprises where stock and equity share investing comes into play as well. So there are creative ways of even harnessing in on that as well. All right, the third area that we want to look at here is going to be career growth and development. So that falls with everything that has to do with professional training. What are you doing to support the professional development of that recruiter? What kind of courses or seminars or webinars or conferences are they attending? please make sure that you give them a little bit of this at least a couple of times a year, if not at least once a year. Then there's going to also be promotion opportunities. What does that promotion career ladder, career growth path look like for that recruiter? Is it that I'm just going to be stuck in being a recruiter, maybe a senior recruiter or a lead recruiter? But there has to be that ladder. That ladder needs to be presentable and achievable for them to be able to make that. That is a highly motivating factor for a lot of recruiters. The other aspect of it when we're talking about career growth and development is not only being having somebody that can mentor you as a recruiter so you can develop and grow, but that the recruiter can also receive coaching. Now, you can receive as a recruiter, which is great, but another big factor recruiters love to do, and this is something that's really, I think, kind of across the board that recruiters are really always encouraged and motivated by, is by helping others. And so if that recruiter who's a leader in your team has an opportunity to mentor another recruiter or coach up another recruiter, take advantage of that asset. Okay, so number 4, independence and flexibility. Now, for recruiters, this is a big piece here for us as far as being motivated, because we love independence, and more importantly, we love autonomous work environment. That's right. We like the ability to work independently and freely. And so that's important because work and life balance matters to us, because we drive hard, we work hard, and then there's going to be times where we have some downtime, where we have some of those administrative tasks, some of that downtime where we can slow down, recharge, and then go at it again. So this is where the work-lifestyle balance comes into play, and it's highly motivational for recruiters on your team. And then I would also say the freedom to be innovative. It's going to be really important for recruiters to really understand that the company is willing to invest in that recruiter to go ahead and find out innovative and creative ways to enhance the company's tool stack, technology stack, the resources that are out there. And when you have confidence in your recruiter that you trust that what they're looking at as far as these tools and resources is going to help with productivity, this is something that's really, really important. It can be very motivating to any recruiter. And then finally, coming in at number 5, purpose and impact. And so this is really important for recruiters because they want to make sure that they belong to something, a cause, a mission, part of something that's moving forward. And connecting with people at an operations level is really important for recruiters. And so if they're isolated and they're secluded and they don't have an opportunity to have any kind of level of engagement with other team members or stakeholders, it's going to be very discouraging for them. So give them the ability to connect and engage within different operations levels within the organization. And on top of that, it's going to be important not only to build short-term, but long-term relationships. Recruiters are very social beings. And so we love to make connections and build those long-term relationships with people within our organization. And then finally, recruiters, a big way to kind of keep us motivated is knowing that the work that we're doing, whether it's hires or fills or process changes or improvements in any area, whatever it may be, the ability of knowing that the work that we do as recruiters is contributing towards the company's success. And if you can kind of identify that for a recruiter, that you had a direct impact, whether it was this hire or however many hires, or this coaching lesson that you provided, this teaching lesson that you did, or working with a hiring manager and developing that hiring manager, all of those things have a direct impact on the company that you work for. Okay, so there's your top 5 list on how to motivate recruiters. And as I close this episode here, I want to really focus on what is motivation. Well, if you look at the definition of what motivation is, it's an internal state that propels people to engage in a goal-directed behavior. So what is the goal? Has talent acquisition leadership defined goals clearly that really motivates recruiters? I don't think so. Instead, I think a lot of companies and organizations tend to push, demand, complain, undermine, and even question sometimes the integrity of what recruiters do. Now, not all organizations are like that. There are many that do value all the aspects of what talent acquisition team does. And those are the companies that perform at high levels when they value what the recruiters do. But the point of this episode is for you to assess how you can get more out of your recruiting team. So here are 5 breakthrough ideas on how to motivate recruiters. These are ideas, breakthrough ideas that you're going to be able to take to it right now and add to it so that you can create some motivation, some fun, some energy within your team. Number 1, spot bonus. Give out some spot bonuses. Give out the gift cards. Give out the weekend getaways and these experiences that are out there. Go ahead and create these experiences and give out these care packages. Send packages to their homes so that they're recognized for the work that they do on a particular assignment or project or whatever it might be. Number 2, recruiter awards. Gosh, so many companies don't do anything. For crying out loud, give a plaque, give a trophy, give a quarterly and annual ceremony, but do something. There are some recruiters that work with companies for years and never get anything. Even do a recruiter of the month. If you're working on site, do that coveted recruiter parking space of the month, right? You can do something like that. Number 3, recognition spotlight. It really goes a long ways. The accolades that recruiters receive from their peers, from their leaders, is really impactful. And so that's something, it can be a content written acknowledgement that you put on a digital newsletter, put some photographs on there, some pictures of that recruiter, recognize, put a spotlight on them for the work that they do. Number 4, I love this one. This is a think tank leadership opportunity. This is a great opportunity for you to identify a recruiter who's a high performer, give them a use case, give them a situation, a problem area within the company. It can be within TA or within the company, where it doesn't matter. Give them something that they have to solve for. Let them put it together, a tiger team, and come up with a solution. Give them a budget and a time period to go ahead and work together at a high caliber status. And then finally, number 5 breakthrough idea is gamify. That's right. Recruiters by nature love friendly competition. So it gives the recruiters an opportunity to level up their skills. And if you've ever gone to SourceCon, their conferences are great. They do hackathon events, and you can see some competitive juices flowing there whenever you go to the hackathon. But also make sure you put prizes in this gamifying situation. You can actually build teams as well and kind of create that competitive spirit in there. Those are 5 quick ways, breakthrough ideas that you can start applying right now that'll be highly encouraging, motivating, and it'll bring some fun within your recruiting team. I hope this episode was informative. Please remember to like, to subscribe, to comment, to share. It's helping the podcast grow. And remember, until next time, it's all about your mindset.